Hi everyone, today we will be studying another sublime poem, another very sublime and spontaneous poem of class 11 of CBSE board. The poem number 4, Childhood. It is written by Marcus Nathan. Before reading the poem, we should understand what does childhood mean. Every human being passes the phase of childhood. This is the first phase of life of human beings. Childhood means the period when human beings remains absolute innocent, when human beings are simple, when human beings are non-judgmental, when human beings does not know life and death, when human being does not know comparison, when human being does not know jealousy, when human being does not know greed. Childhood is the space when a human being is completely transcendented, pure. That's why it is called the most blissful period of time of human being. Marcus Nathan suddenly realizes that he is no more a child. His childhood has gone away because he is not finding these blissful qualities. His thought process have been changed. He is thinking differently. He is not able to think as he was thinking. Then he realizes, it is the realization of Marcus Nathan. Then he thinks, when did my childhood go away? When I have lost that innocent period, that innocent state of life, that pure state of life. He is talking to himself. Marcus Nathan is talking to himself. And he then makes guesses and the poem is as such. Nathan is worried. Mr. Marcus Nathan is worried because of the loss of his childhood. He just wants to find out the time of the loss of his childhood and where he lost. This poem is found in the 4 stanzas. So let us read the poem. There, I have written the first stanza in the board. Look at the board and listen to me. It will be very clear to you. Marcus Nathan first questions to himself. He talks to himself. When did my childhood go? আমার শৈশব কখন চলে গেল? When did my childhood go? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? এটা কি সেই দিন ছিল? Was it the day যখন আমি when I was 11? That means 11 কেন 11 বলেছে? Why has Marcus Nathan mentioned 11? 11, the year 11 is the period of time when human being transit from one state of mind to another state of mind. Human beings losses, human beings rationality gradually rises. He transit from childhood to adolescence. This is the period of time. That's why Marcus Nathan answers to his question. Marcus Nathan answers to his question. Was it the day I ceased to be 11? এটা কি 11 যে সময় আমি আমার শৈশব আমি আমার that means childhood means the state of innocence, state of purity, state of non-judgmental period, transcendental period. আমি কি চলে গেল যখন when I was 11? Was it the time I realized that heaven and hell? এটা কি সেই সময় ছিল 11? That means the phase of time, that period of time যখন আমার মধ্যে rationality, যখন আমার মধ্যে intellect grow করা শুরু করলো. When I was able to judge, when I was able to calculate right and wrong. That means was it the time I realized, মানে realization that heaven and hell, স্বর্গ এবং নরকের মধ্যে আমি যখন পার্থক্যটা বুঝলাম। বাচ্চাদের কি করা হয়, ছোটবেলায় বাচ্চাদের বলা হয়, a child is always told that if you do the good work you will go to heaven, and if you do bad work some jinn will come and take you to hell. This is told, these stories are told to the children, and children believe that. Children blindly believe that, but in reality there is no hell and heaven because could not be found in geography. hell and heaven, this place or region is not found in geography. আমাদের জিওগ্রাফি বুকে এই দুই রিজনকে পাওয়া যায় না। In geography, every landscape is found, from sky to river, land to mountain. But heaven and hell and heaven is not found because this is an imaginary concept. Nathan realizes that when he understands the difference, the reality, when he understands the reality that heaven and hell does not exist in reality, that means Nathan's intellect grows. When his intellect grows at the age of 11, he lost his childhood. Could not be found in geography and therefore could not be, যেহেতু রিয়ালিটিতে থাকছে না, heaven and hell, was that the day, এটাই কি সেই দিন ছিল যখন আমি চাইল্ডহুডটাকে কি করলাম, when I lost my childhood. Nathan guesses the time of the loss of his childhood, the loss of his innocent period of time. This is the summary of the first stanza. In this stanza, the stanza tells about the rise of intellect, about the rise of rationality of human beings. Second stanza, Marcus Nathan again asks to himself the same question: when did my childhood go? And he himself answered to the question. We'll see the second paragraph, second stanza. When did my childhood go? Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seem to be? Adult, that means mature. Those who pass the state of childhood are called adults. Adults, যারা ম্যাচিওর, যারা বড়, তাদেরকে বলা হয় অ্যাডাল্টস। ইট মিনস ওয়াজ ইট দ্য টাইম, যখন আমি উপলব্ধি করলাম অ্যাডাল্টসরা যেরকম নিজেদের দেখায় আমাদের সামনে, বড়রা আমাদের সামনে যেভাবে নিজেদের প্রেজেন্ট করে, অ্যাকচুয়ালি দে আর নট হোয়াট দে অ্যাপিয়ার টু বি। অল দে সিম টু বি, তারা যেভাবে নিজেদেরকে প্রেজেন্ট করে অ্যাকচুয়ালি তারা সেরকম না। দিস স্ট্যান্ডার টেলস দ্য হিপোক্রেসি অফ দ্য অ্যাডাল্টস। They talk of love and preached of love. তারা বলে ভালোবাসার কথা, একে ভালোবাসো, তাকে ভালোবাসো, আমাদের we should love each one, we should love everyone, we should not hate our friends, our neighbors and anyone. But contrarily, they behave contrarily. They do not preach, they preach the message of love, but they actually do not love. They actually follow the path of jealousy. They actually follow the path of comparison. They actually follow the path of greed. Instead of love, they discriminate. This realization came to Marcus Nathan. আর যখনই তার কাছে এই রিয়েলাইজেশনটা আসলো, তখনই মার্কাস ন্যাটেন বলছে আমি আমার শৈশব হারিয়ে ফেলেছি। দ্যাট মিন্স আমার কাছে সেই ব্লিসফুল অ্যান্ড পিওর স্টেট অফ মাইন্ড নেই আর। আই অ্যাম নট এ চাইল্ড, but did not act so lovingly. Adults preach of love and talk of love, but they did not act so lovingly, but they do not behave lovingly. Was that the day? এটা কি সেই দিন ছিল যেদিন আমি আমার শৈশবকে হারিয়ে ফেললাম? The second stanza tells the hypocrisy of the adults. In the third stanza, Marcus Nathan again asks the same question: when did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine to use whichever way I chose, producing thoughts that were not those of other people, but my own and mine alone? That was that the day. This is the third stanza of the poem. Here Marcus Nathan has said when he lost his childhood again, and then he answers to himself. He answers that he lost his, probably, possibly, he lost his childhood when he was able to think independently. When he was able to think independently, it means when he was able to take decision, when he does not have to depend on his parents. What happens to a child? A child is always dependent on his parents and guardian. He cannot take decision, he cannot do any work without permission of his parents. He needs parents to do anything. But when a child crosses the border of childhood, his intellect grows and his independency, he becomes independent, he starts growing independent. That's why Marcus Natten has written, when I found my mind was really mine. That means my mind is now mine. Now I can direct my mind to where I want, to use whichever way I choose. That means I can encompass the direction of my mind. I can take decision of my own, producing thoughts that are not those of others. It means someone comes and gives decision on him, but he is able to take whether this decision is good or bad. When a person grows, when a person passes the border of childhood, he can think independently. My own and mind alone. My mind is only my mind. My intellect is mine. Was that the day? Perhaps, possibly, I lost my childhood that day. This is what is the summary of the third stanza of childhood. Let us read the fourth stanza. What Marcus Natten has written. Where did my childhood go? It went to some forgotten place that is hidden in an infant's face. That is all I know. Marcus Natten here asks to himself where he lost his childhood. Where he lost his childhood. And he is searching the place where he lost the precious period. But he is not able to find out the state of life, the place. Then he feels convinced, he believes that he has forgotten, he has left his childhood in the place which he has forgotten. This is what happens with us. And from there, his childhood will never return to him again till his death. And this is what happens with us when we grow, when we cross the border of the childhood, we never get back the childhood again. And when we see the child or children, and when we look at the faces of the children, we feel that the same memories of our childhood, our memories flash back in the face of the childhood. That's why Marcus Natten has said it has gone to some forgotten place. This is all I know. Natten has said that he knows this about his childhood. This poem also matches with Blake's theme, innocence and experience. Innocence is always affected by experience. When experience enters, innocence rolls back. This is what is my analysis of the poem The Childhood. I think that it will help you a lot. Stay connected with me till the next video is uploaded.
Yeah.